Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. As you could see, it is me and Valentino here tonight. And because his mommy wanted to go line dancing tonight. I know it's amazing line dancing in New Jersey. How is it even possible line dancing in New Jersey? But you know what? My wife is doing such a good job. She's in this house. She has made this little kid go from newborn to here. And she's done such a good job. She deserves a night out. So I said, you know what? Let me switch gears. I had a crazy show for you planned today. And I had, all the relevant information. You had Trump getting sick and then, Barack Obama and all the stuff with the Barack Obama. And he knew about Russia and planned Russia. And I had this entire show for you planned. And I said, you know what, Serena, go do some line dancing. And I think we could talk and get away from fatherhood, get away from the blame game, get away from the BS. And I can have Valentino here. We have Rudy the Boat Martinez joining us. And I switched gears really fast. And I said, you know what? Why don't we talk about fatherhood? Why don't we talk about manhood? Why don't we talk about those type of masculinity things and see how, your thoughts and what you've learned over the years and all the fathers out there. And how could we best take this little guy and turn him into a man, And one of the things I definitely wanted to get into it with you guys is being a father at 25 versus being a father at 45. It's the difference is very, very, very interesting. But let's get the show started. I'm going to try to pull this off with my son here. I'm going to try to do this. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know in the chat if you think Valentino is the most adorable kid on this planet. Go ahead and finger that like button. Actually, you know what? I can't say that in front of you, can I? Even though you lose your fingers, right? You use your fingers? Yeah? Say, you have anything to say? No? Okay. All right. But go ahead and touch that like button. Oh, so gently. Take your baby finger, touch the like button. Me and Valentino would appreciate it, but let's get the show started. All right. There's a big difference between being a young dad and being an older dad. I started this journey at 25, and now I'm 45. Going through it, obviously, all over again. It's different, though. It's the same. It's just as awesome, but for some reason, there seems like there's a little bit more depth to it now. At 25, I was trying to build a career, figure out who the hell I even was. And then I got a baby staring up at me like he's staring up at me now and saying, hey, guy, what's the plan here, big guy? I didn't have a plan. I had instincts. I had a whole lot of ego. I had a hell of a lot of stress. I mean, you feel like you're underwater half the time. Everything's a blur. You're chasing work, bills, identity. In the middle of all that noise, you're expected to raise a whole human being like it's, just another checkbox. But now I'm 45 and I've got Valentino sitting here yawning in front of you in my arms. He's 3 months old. He doesn't know a thing about this world, but I do. Now I see the whole picture. His crying, I'm a little more patient. His crying doesn't rattle me. It doesn't rattle me the same. My patience is longer. My awareness is deeper. I see my wife differently. I mean, I appreciate her more, and I appreciate the moment more. Back then, I was surviving, and now I feel like I'm more present. I've been through all the stages, right? Little league games, the screaming cheer competitions, and they were really, really loud. I've been through the teenage back talk and the slam doors, the I hate you dad phase with the side order, the middle finger just to spice things up. Don't worry, you're going to get there pretty soon. Hopefully not soon enough. And even then, that's when the real manhood gets tested. Because real fatherhood, to me, real manhood, isn't some plastic influencer gym bro version of masculinity. It's the ability to stay grounded when your house feels like a war zone. It's staying calm when your kids are acting like lunatics. It's keeping your family safe, not just from outside threats, but from falling apart on the inside. And to me, that's what being a man used to mean, to protect, provide, and to guide this little guy, right? And when that plan fails, you adjust. And then you adjust that plan. And when that plan fails, you just keep showing up. And we've lost that. I mean, it seems like we made fathers irrelevant. We made manhood optional, or worse, toxic. How can a boy become a man if there's no man around to show him how? Sorry, moms, listen, I love you. You're great. You're the heart. You're the soul. My wife is amazing. But you're not the blueprint for manhood. You can't be. It's not an insult. It's biology. It's structure. It's reality. It's the truth. Strong men built this world, and hopefully we can make him into a strong man. And only strong men could hold it together. We're going to need them, and we're going to need men to hold this country together. And the moment we started disrespecting fathers, we began unraveling everything. I mean, look around you. You're seeing the results of it. And you know what? And you know what? I'm not going to be another piece in that chain or a missing piece in that chain. I've got one more shot this time. You see him. I know it matters, but I know better why it matters. You know, I love all my kids, every single one of them. But I'd be lying if I said I appreciated them as deeply when I was younger. I was running too fast, and then all of a sudden, they're grown. It's over. The noise is gone. The games are done. And you sit there wondering if you really just soaked it all in. This time I will. Because, listen, raising a baby isn't about just changing diapers, and I don't like doing that. It's about raising a man. And I'm ready to give everything I got to that mission, to this little guy. I wish more fathers would do that. Valentino, my little guy, is going to be in the show tonight. He's 3 months old, and he's already co-hosting. And I hope someday he sees this and knows, you know, your dad really did give a damn while mom was out line dancing. But that was the Mike's Right. I hope you listen. All right. How you doing there, buddy? What'd you think of the monologue? And usually when I hit the Mike's Right, that's when I go ahead and grab my phone. That is my teleprompter. So let me just do that now. I'm sorry, guys. If you could just deal with me, I would appreciate that. All right, everybody. Let's bring in our very special guest, my man, Rudy the Boat Martinez. What's up, buddy?
Yo.
Yo.
I can't hear you, brother. I don't know. I don't know if everybody else can. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you, brother.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on there, kid. You can't hear me, really? Let me see. Check. It sounds like my mic is on. Let me know in the chat if you could hear me. Rudy, you really can't hear me, huh? Yankee 68 says he could hear fine, so I think it's something on your end there, pal.
I'll dump out and pop back in, brother.
Yeah, okay, that works
That
for
might
me.
be my link.
Yeah. All right, so how cute is this little guy? So let me know in the chat. This is obviously going to be, I need the boat for this thing. I need another father. So I know I have a lot of fathers in the chat. Why don't we go ahead and start off like this? Oh, yeah, you want to be involved? You want to be involved? Okay, you want to be involved? Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and do something like this? What are all the things that you think are important to being a father, to being the best father you can? I'll tell you something that I've learned. You know, from 25, he's very active right now. When I had a kid at 25, like I said in the monologue, I didn't have any idea what I was doing. Vince would start screaming. I would start screaming like, "What do you want? I tried to feed you. I tried to wipe your ass." And I think the whole time he could sense that I was a maniac, that I was a wreck, that I wasn't calm, that I didn't have, I guess, the patience for him, right? And at the time, it was a whirlwind to me. My wife, at the time, she wasn't my wife, right? So she says to me, "Hey, Mike, I'm obviously pregnant. We're 24 years old. She was 20, 23 years old, 22, something like that. We've been together, and I knew she was going to be a great mom. I could tell by the way she was with her. I could tell by the way she was with her niece. You like that, yeah? But still, I don't think this is going to work out very well, guys. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Rudy. But at 25, I was scared shit. I didn't know what I was. It didn't feel like I was actually going to be a father. It didn't feel like I was going to be a father. Hey, try this. Try that for me. Huh? I don't think it's going to work. I don't think this is going to work, is it? You going to work out with us? Are you going to chill with us? You going to chill with us here? Huh? You're supposed to. This is supposed to be like a breast. And she said, "Don't worry, he really likes these." And it doesn't seem like he really likes them, does it? But anyway, we're gonna try to give this a go. If it doesn't work, guys, then we're just gonna call it, because my wife is definitely on on a trip tonight. What, dude? What's the matter? What's the matter? Why are you pissed? Why are you pissed? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? You're supposed to be a co-host today. You're not being a very good co-host. You know that, right? Yeah, you're not being a very good co-host. Yeah, this is the start. See? All right, we gave it a shot. We gave it a shot, didn't we? Yeah. No, you're showing everybody how bad you are. All right. Well, everybody, I gave it a shot. You know what's funny? I could sit here sometimes, and he'll sit here right like this, and he won't say nothing for hours. And then as soon as we go live, he says stuff. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Let's see. You want to see if you're hungry? Oh, there we go. How do you shut up at calories? You feed them. That's how you shut up calories. You stick food in their mouth, and it's going to be impossible to do anything else like this. But let's see if the boat's here. Let's see if you can hear me now.
I got you now, brother.
What's up, boat? Can you hear me now, here, kid, or what?
I can. This technology, man. All I had to do was plug it in or unplug it and plug it back in again.
Oh, level 1 tech support. Is that all?
Yeah,
you had to do?
level 1, baby. Yeah. I love it though. Look at you. Look at you. The bottle in hand, looking good, unshaven, ready to do some dad time. I love it, bro. I love it.
You know what, dude? It was it's very interesting. Because I said to Serena, I said, "How the hell am I going to pull the show off with the baby sitting on my arms?" And I said, "Let's see if we can pull this off, right?" And the only times he really does yell is when he's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be sweating my ass off because he's like his mom. He puts out a lot of heat. So I'm going to be sweating my ass off. But I'm also like my bicep is going to be screaming at the end of this show because I have him in like a full tuck right now. But you got to understand something. We planned this so she could feed him right at like 7 o'clock. He just ate for like 35 minutes and he's still hungry. So this is once again, this is part of being a dad, right? Because the way I look at it is I have an obligation to my wife that she deserves a night out, man. Everything that she has done, she really deserved a night out. And he deserves for me to come in and spend some time with him. And I love it when I get to just spend some time with him, and especially feeding him. I love feeding him. That's the coolest thing because he's typically like eyes, man. This kid, like, he gets up in your eyes. He
Yeah,
just
right.
stares at you.
He's just stared at your soul. Well, I
Oh,
like
good.
that because a lot of times, both young and old dads, I mean, referring back to your monologue, both young and old dads, um, it's kind of it's scary, but it's refreshing to get that one-on-one time with them because it doesn't happen very often. Either they're crawling around or mom's got them or something, or you're taking midnight shifts on feeding or something like that. But like to really kind of sit and connect and I don't know, just kind of throw fears aside and sit and connect. I think that's a thing that a lot of men either didn't take the opportunity to do or didn't really kind of embrace those kind of things, you know what I mean? And I think that you're right when you were saying that raising a man, and these are the kind of things you got to do, you know what I mean? This is going to lead to fishing trips, this is going to lead to outings, go hunting, and or showing them how to throw bags and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You get that one-on-one connection, and that never goes away.
No, you definitely don't. Jay Callis says he is always hungry. He is 100% Jay Callis says, feed that baby. He is angry. His father was the same way. I am definitely the same way. The difference is I think he's a lot bigger of a baby. But no, so let me ask you a question just from your perspective. And I love you guys to put it in the chat. I'm going to try to read everybody. It's as you can see, my hands are full. I'm holding a bottle in the whole 9 yards. But so like I was saying before, when you right now, it's interesting because if I was trying to do this when I was 25 and I had to show, and I would have been pissed off that my girl was out there and I wouldn't have had him there. And when him starting to cry, I would have been like, oh, and it would have been way more frustrating. The whole process was way more frustrating. And I don't know if it's that my wife and I have been together for now 20 years, 3 years or whatever it is. And we've been through everything like that. And I don't know what it is about the appreciation level. I have way more of appreciation level for everything involved. Like I said in the monologue, especially for my wife. And this is a rough delivery, right? So her going through it, I felt like way more for her. When I was 25, I don't know. It doesn't seem like, I don't feel like I basked in it like I'm basking in this one. This one I love. It's just something different. All the kids were happy and they were kicking their legs and doing that stuff. But now I wake up next to him and it's, he wasn't just crying all night. He was, it's different. He could be crying all night, but even in the morning, I feel more appreciative to the entire thing. How many kids do you have?
Two, and they're like 2.5 years apart, almost to the date. But I started a little bit older than you did, and I felt like I wanted to start later. You know what I mean? I had the opportunity to start earlier, and then had a couple scares along the way, sure. But when I kind of got my wild side under control, I made it a point to wait. You know what I mean? Till I was a little bit older, to where I could kind of appreciate it more. Everybody thinks that you're a little bit more set up, you got more money, you got you got a house and blah 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 blah. Well, you're never ready, you know what I mean? You're never 100% ready, and you could never get 100% ready because you don't know what it's like the first time, you know what I mean? Second, third time, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, I got some sort of idea. But with my two, I was a little bit older, but oh my god, it was tough, it was rough. But my first one, she was, kind of an angel. Like she was very easy, and I was like, man, what's everybody bitching about? This ain't shit. You know what I mean? At the time, I was stay-at-home dad, right? I worked from home, and I went through all the baby stuff. Second one, oh man, she tested me to the grill, dude. Like 100% every day. She tested me, and it was it's good lessons in the patience and appreciation, because once you can wrangle those emotions and kind of sit in them and see how important they are, then I think that you can look at the whole thing kind of in a different perspective and through different eyes, you know?
Ooh, I definitely know. You guys just missed that burp right there. I definitely know. I tried to mute my mic while you were talking. That way they didn't hear him crying. Because he's one of these kids that if you take food out of his mouth when he's going along, man, does he start yelling and he's pissed off. So he just let out a really big manly burp. He just let out a really big manly burp.
Yeah, that boy, cowboy.
So check this out. This is what I want to. This is what I want everybody to hear. Ready? You good? You good? Come on. What kid has this sucking power and ability? You know, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. Everybody, that's ready.
Oh, he's getting every last drip,
dude. He's already you know top at least 99th percentile in power, sucking power. You know, it's amazing. The doctors are blown away. Said it's fabulous. It's wonderful. Everything is tremendous. Just fantastic. He's one of the best bottle drinkers that this planet has really ever seen. So when you start off as one of the greatest bottle drinkers, you're going to be, you know, and he can handle the booby. He latched immediately. As soon as he saw the booby, knew exactly what to do with it.
He's like, yeah, that I need that.
Yeah, exactly. See that thing? Hey, put it in my mouth. Let's go. And as soon as it got close, he was like on it. The nurse was looking at him going, wow, he latched on like perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, he's gonna fit right. He's gonna fit right into blue collar, bro. Hardcore.
Yeah, he is.
Sucks down big bottles. Ready? Loves boobs.
Ready? If you could see it, he is just staring at me. He is just staring at me right now, like eyes to eyes, and I feel like I shouldn't even. I should just ignore the hell out of you guys and just pay attention to him. I love it. But so let me ask you this: what do you think the most difficult part of being a father is?
Oh God, I would say probably finding yourself as a father. You know, because you self-identify. Probably, I would say, God, at least a dozen times. You know, over the span of your life, but really kind of grabbing the reins on identifying as a father, because I think that, you know, outside of everything else, you know, whether you're a brick mason, or you're this, or you're a politician, or you're that, or whatever. I think, you know, kind of one of the most important things is, you know, when you realize that now you have to identify as a dad, and you have to actually perform like a dad, because, you know, like my old man was hard, you know, and he was, you know, he was strict. And I didn't know if I wanted to do the exact same thing that he did. You know what I mean? When I became a father. And so I think that was probably the hardest thing, is really kind of self-identifying as a father, and what comes with that, what kind of responsibility comes with that, what kind of mindset comes with that, what kind of, you know, what I have to, I guess, you know, you got to put on the Superman suit all the time, and that's not always easy. And we're not perfect. And, you know, you always want to put your best foot forward, you know, to your kids, and show them that, that even though you make mistakes, you're a good person, and you do the right things, and teaching them that it's almost like you have to show them that, so they know you're not full of shit. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably the hardest thing. And, you know, and as they get older, you know, everything, you know, it changes. And you know this, you know what I mean? From 1 to 5, they're one kid, and then from 5 to 10, they're another kid, and then from, you know, 12 to 18, they're a completely different kid. And really kind of going with that ebb and flow with them, and really kind of keeping yourself centered, and really kind of moving along with them as they grow, and really still, you know, trying to, you know, push those things home that are important to you, to you know, to just killed it, to teach them to be good people, you know.
He's got a milk coma right now. He's just
So, yeah.
He's like, dude, yeah,
He's
that's
milk drunk.
exactly what I needed right there. He's just looking at me like, yeah, man, that's what I needed. That's what I was yelling about. You just should have gave it to me sooner, you know?
You should have known better.
I think one of the things that I learned first time around versus second time around, and let me bring him up here to burp him. First time around to second time around, I think one of the things I did when I was younger was I took my expectations of what I thought my son or my daughter were going to be.
Mm.
And I think when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a little version of me. I'm going to this, I'm going to that. And I had this image of what my kids were going to turn out to be, you know, and when they start growing up, one of the toughest things that, you know, especially for me. So like my son, for example, when I was younger, I was smaller, but I was really fast, really quick, very, very like athletic like that. Vincent was all power, you know, so put it this way, he was taller than me. I don't know, when he was 11 years old, right? I think at 10 years old, he had a bigger shoe size than me. And he gave me for my birthday 3 different pairs of sneakers. And, you know, like he wrapped up his 3 old pairs of sneakers and said, "Here, Dad." And it was awesome because you know, he grew so fast. I had 3 basically brand new pairs.
Yeah.
You know, but he was also just, you know, I think in 8th grade, he was 30, 40 pounds bigger and taller than I graduated high school at.
Mm.
So like I was a running back. He was a lineman. And when I was younger, I think I had undue idiot frustration that I put on myself that almost manifested itself up in him, you know, where it was like, why can't he be fast? And why can't he be this? But it's like, if he's fat, you know how strong this fucking kid is? You know what I'm saying? And it took me, I think a solid like 6 years. And really when me and Serena started getting closer together and like as a family, and I started learning about how to adjust my bullshit expectations versus the real kid that I have, because like I can't father and I can't be an effective father to my expectations. You know, I had to be a father to who my son was and whoever he turned out to be. Because the bottom line is when these kids come out, you know, it's not like you order these fucking things like, yo, man, you know, I'm gonna take you, you know, 6'2", you know, athletic, make sure this son of a bitch can run.
4'5", 40. Yeah.
You know, we're not there yet. Pretty soon we're going to be able to have, you know, we're going to have custom made kids, you know, where it's like they're going to come out with somebody's like logo on their neck or some shit, you know.
Sponsored by.
Yeah, right. Sponsored by Nike already. We already know this guy's gonna go pro in basketball. And it's funny because they still have to make the assholes, right? So it's like, it's literally gonna be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito type situation. But you get what I'm saying, right? I had to adjust to what am I going to get now with this little guy, right? We don't know what he's gonna be. Right. I don't know what he's going to be. And that I think is the awesome beauty of it. Now, one thing I do know is that no matter what he is, and I think this is where I want to go next. Like, what's the future for this little guy? You know, the way I look at it is let me see if he wants this thing now. You want this thing? You want this thing? You want that thing? What's the future for him? Because a lot of people are saying that AI is going to take over all the jobs and he has a bleak future and all this stuff. The way I view it, and you tell me where I'm wrong here, I think if we teach this kid to be a really strong human being, strong man, I think if he's a savage, he's going to be able to take over this world. What do you think? You like it better up here, huh?
I think that, you know, savage is one thing. But again, I think being smart about the world, smart about his surroundings, smart about what he wants to do is really gonna count for a little bit more, because nowadays, you know, like you said, I mean, with AI taking over and stuff like that, it's almost sad to think about what these kids are going to have to go through and what they're going to have to fight as far as that. And I think that the savage part comes in where it's a never quit and fail forward type thing. You know what I mean? And if that mentality isn't there, I mean, that's what you're there to teach it, you know, because I think that a lot of kids get fed a lot of self-doubt, in this world, in these times, and the internet bullying and stuff like that, and they're soft, you know what I mean? And if you make them hard, you know what I mean? And along with that savage, I think that I think that obviously he can do anything, and I think that he'll have a good experience in this world.
It's
Now,
okay.
I have girls, and so it's a little bit different as far as raising a savage. However, I do teach them to roll with the punches. You know what I mean? Let the hard stuff kind of roll off, and let's focus on the positive, and let's focus on moving forward. And I can't be as rough and tumble with them, and I can't be as poignant sometimes as I want to be with them.
Yeah,
And
you think so?
that's a bit of a struggle. Yeah, I mean,
Let's see if he's gonna let me do this. Are you gonna let us finish? Are you gonna let us finish? Are you getting hot? Am I getting all clammy and sweaty? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Yeah. Are you done? You were just being such a good co-host. You know that. You were just being such a good co-host.
he just wants to let his point be heard, bro.
Yeah, you want to talk, dude. If you want to
Yeah.
talk, just go ahead and talk into the mic. Just talk into the mic. It's okay. It's okay. Say what you got to say, man.
We hear you.
Say, I want booby. Say,
That
I want booby. I want booby. See, he's gonna say it. You're gonna say it. All right. Hey, I actually think he let us get through a good amount today, right? I really,
Yeah.
You let us get through a lot. You think I should just do the rocking thing?
Yeah, do the rocking thing.
Yeah. Come on, man. By the way, the new booby passy Serena is not working. This thing doesn't go in his mouth. It's very weird. He almost has to do like this.
Yeah, those are
That's
different.
how big this thing is.
Yeah,
Oh no,
that's huge. You're on mute, brother. I think you're on mute, brother Mike. There you go.
How did I get on mute?
I don't know. I think your elbow hit it when you picked him up.
I don't know how I hit it, but I guess I hit it. But hey, man, hey, we tried, right? Listen, guys, I tried to give you a show. I thought he was going to be cooperative today. You want to see his crying face though? Is so cute though. Let's see if we get it on TV. No, you. What? You make this face. Do this. No, I don't want to hear anybody cry. Nobody wants to hear a crying baby. So, hey, everybody, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. I tried like hell to get you a show and to let my wife get out of the house. I tried hard to pull this off, but we got 35 minutes in. I think we did pretty good. How about? Dude,
I think we did great, man.
Thank you very much for joining us. And hey, everybody, check out Rudy tomorrow night, 10 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock his time on Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. Oh, what? And check out Valentino. He's 3 months. I really appreciate you guys. The Caltrop is out. Later.